Hello, it's Lion here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we're going to be doing a discussion video because I haven't really read anything since I've been focusing on finishing up my exams because today's May 10th, and I have one exam today, then one tomorrow, then two on Friday, and then I'm finally done with the semester for the year. And so I haven't really had time to read, but I have had time to browse the internet a bit here and there, and two very interesting things happened in the last few days. So first of all, for the last 6 months or so, maybe less than that, maybe like the last 3 months or so, Kmanga has been trying to, try to develop interest in this new manga reading app, which basically seems to be Manga Up, but reskinned, and only barely because the colors for Manga Up were blue and white, and Kmanga's app is also blue and white, and it's a Japanese style website app reader thing for Kmanga's titles. They've been doing this for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks of just constantly being like, hey, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. But the cycle of, announcement and stuff has been going on for 3 to 6 months, I think. I'm not really exactly sure on the dates. The thing is that the app was supposed to release today, May 10th. Of course, they released it early because that's how they kind of do things. So they released it on May 9th at 10 p.m. at my time, which is US Central. And the day before, Viz decided to pull up and bring out a new app as well. And the Viz app is basically a system exactly the same as Shonen Jump, but for all of the non-Shonen Jump stuff that they have. Well, not all of it, but a vast majority of their catalog, right? So if you pay $3 for the Shonen Jump app, you have access to everything Shonen Jump that is currently serializing, and you have access to a lot of vault titles, things that are old, that have been translated before, probably not that great, but they're still kind of like good enough, and that are available from the early days of Viz, like Dragon Ball and Saint Seiya, and all sorts of stuff. As long as the Viz still has a license for it, it's probably going to be on there. And some things like Slam Dunk, Vagabond, and stuff like that are not available. And you usually have access to more series if you go on the website version, which honestly I think is less good than the app version. But the access to things like Hell's Paradise and Golden Kamuy makes up for that. So it's that system. But for Shugakukan titles, for Shonen Sunday titles, and for the Shoujo Beeline, which is amazing because there's so many titles that have a lot of volumes that I always want to read, that I'm always interested in, that I'm never going to buy because they're old, they're hard to find volumes for, or they're just something that I'm not really interested in keeping, I'm just interested in consuming, right? And so there's also things that are currently coming out, like Komi Can't Communicate, Call of the Night, Zom 100, and even things like Case Closed, which is, over 1,000 chapters of manga, and the English release is immensely slow. And so Viz decided to make two different apps. The Viz app is $1.99, and the Shonen Jump app is $2.99. So for a combined price of $5, you have access to more or less everything that Viz publishes, barring some, minor exceptions here and there, like Ultraman and stuff like that. And Viz really just like killed Kmanga's release completely. Now, it's not just Viz that killed it with a superior product. It's that Kmanga decided to make the shittiest, fucking dumbest possible system ever for their website. It's full of stupid gimmicks. It's full of spammy ads. It's full of dumb shit and unclear instructions and explanations for what the fuck their app is supposed to work like. It also looks bad, and it doesn't function well, and it just looks like it was made to be there and to say that it was made and that it exists, but it's not actually to provide a good service for the manga community. Now, you could probably say that, hey man, you're kind of exaggerating a little bit, and yes and no. I would say that I'm not really exaggerating, because when you look at it, each chapter of the book, of the manga, cost, at the cheapest I've seen, 50 cents. And at the most expensive, I think it's like 70 or 80 points. And those are all basically equivalent to 1 cent, right? So each of them is 50 to a dollar, 50 cents to a dollar. And if you really think about it, do the math for it, it's way cheaper to actually just buy a volume from like Walmart or Target or Right Stuff or Amazon when they have deals. And so it really feels like it's just a way to say, hey, we have the digital app, we have access, we are helping people be interested, but also just kind of forcing people to buy physical manga. And I'm not really sure what the point of this is. Why would you make a shitty product that no one's going to want to use? Now, I'm sure people have used it already. I've seen some people that are not really all that angry about it, that are, willing to try it. But the system is just so janky and so bad, and there's no real reason for it. The subscription service is clear and easy to understand, and it exists in so many forms. You have subscription services for stuff to use to class. You have subscription services for entertainment of all sorts. You have subscription services for lawn care. You have subscription services for fucking vitamins and for cooking utensils and cooking recipes. Why would you think that any system other than a subscription service would work? I don't know who made this, who decided that this was the right thing to do, but honestly, they should not have the job that they have, because it is the stupidest, dumbest, most jackass, dumbass thing to do. Having a system where you want people to show up and be interested, and have it have like 4 or 5 different stupid ass mechanics to all basically do the same thing, which is unlock a chapter, and have all of them be a variation of an annoying task that no one wants to do, or dishing out money that doesn't really make sense to dish out, is a failure. It's bad. And so I really just wanted to make this video to talk about it, because I don't understand how they came up with this. Who said, look, man, we can't have the same system as Viz or Netflix or Amazon or any other fucking entertainment business. We have to come up with a fucking gotcha version of a streaming service. It's fucking dumb, man. It's so stupid. Now, you might be like, dude, why are you so heated? Because it boggles the mind, man. Like, what? Who thought this was a good idea? It's such a shitty system. It doesn't look good. It feels like ass. The way that the buttons work is not that good. The like the way that stuff is explained feels like it's translated with AI, even though it probably was written by someone in English. It's just an inferior product that somehow ends up costing more than the Viz apps. Like both of them are $5 a month. In order to read a single volume of manga on the Kmanga app, I would have to spend $10. That is insane, dude. Why would I ever want to use this app? I would rather just buy a volume physically, or maybe from Bookwalker, who honestly doesn't have that great of a UI either, but it's better than the fucking Kmanga one. I don't know, man. I don't know who thought this up. It's really, really fucking bad. It's so garbo, and it's really unclear about what how the system works. Because there's points, there's tickets, there's premium tickets, and then there's this thing called a point subscription service, which isn't actually a subscription service. It's more like when we were younger, I'm in the 20s, so when I was a little kid, I remember that people had to still put in money into their phones in order to have, the ability to call or text, right? They had to upload minutes onto their phone card or whatever. I don't remember how it worked, but I remember that, sometimes one of my family members or a friend of our family had to go to the store. They had to be like, hey, I want this many minutes on my card, on my phone. Please put that in. It's basically that. It's an automated version of that. So you go to the web version, you say, hey, I want to pay for this amount of money. And monthly, it seems to reset this and charge you the amount. So it's not a subscription service. It's a prepay program. And that's so dumb. Like, that is such an ancient way of doing things. It makes no sense for the people around. It makes this app, the Kmanga app, significantly worse than Azuki, which isn't really that good, significantly worse than fucking either of the Shonen Jump apps, worse than Bookwalker, worse than the J Novel Club app, worse than literally Webtoon, bro, like, or Tapas, or any of the other, you know, manhwa ticket style systems. It's probably on par with Kameki, because I'm pretty sure Kameki does the same system. This kind of stupid gacha system that I guess works in Japan, which is why they were confident enough to bring it to the US. But dude, no one in the US wants to jump through hoops to get access to something easy. And the thing is that I'm very willing to wait and not read things digitally, you know, illegally. Yeah, I'm willing to wait and not read scans, because I don't really like to read scans. It makes me feel a little bit scummy. But for people that don't have those issues, why would they pay for your fucking app when they can just go to Mangadex and read the same shit, probably at a better, you know, translation quality, for free in a better system? Because honestly, the Mangadex system doesn't work that well. It's not my favorite, but it's miles ahead of the fucking Kmanga app. So I don't know. I think they really fumbled the bag. Viz really stole their thunder and really beat them at their own game. Yeah, I don't know. Kmanga is probably going to die in a few months. It's going to be a horrible experience for everyone. And it kind of sucks, man. I don't know. Kadensha has all sorts of problems, but they have so many series that I'm interested in, right? And so that's why I deal with their fucking shitty-ass quality control, and why I deal with all of their, you know, crap all the time, because there's so many series that they publish that I really want and really like collecting. But I really don't think I'm going to use the Kmanga app at all. I immediately subscribed to the Viz Manga app once I figured out how to do it. And, you know, there were some issues with the launch of the Viz app, don't get me wrong. The fact that there wasn't an upgrade my subscription button, or the fact that it has to be 2 separate subscriptions and there can't be like a bundle option, is kind of annoying from the perspective of a user. Like, okay, you made this new service. It's immensely intricately tied to my other account. Why can't I just pay for both at the same time? Why do I have to have 2 different subscriptions getting paid at 2 different times in the month? Why don't you just let me do it in one go? But that is a very minor complaint, very important complaint in the grand scheme of things, because their apps are fucking amazing. They have thousands and thousands of manga, and you can read 100 chapters a day. Most people don't have time to read even 20 chapters a day. 2, 3, 4, 5 volumes, which I guess 5 volumes would be about 100. Would be about 50 chapters. I can probably read 100 chapters a day if I really do nothing else. But honestly, it's a very difficult endeavor for me, and I'm a fast reader. So I'm sure that many other people that are not fast readers probably have a very difficult time getting to that level, right? And over a 30-day period, that's what? 3,000 or 30,000? I honestly can't remember. I'm not that good at math off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure it's 3,000. 3,000 chapters a month for $2 or $3. Or if you're counting both of them, it'd be 6,000 for $5. That is an insane steal. That is an amazing deal. And what does a Kodansha give us? Some shitty gacha system that, honestly, I'm never going to use. I looked at it. I opened a free chapter that was available, because they do have free chapters. But it's like on a rotating basis, which is fine, I guess. But honestly, there's no point in using this app. Just keep buying the physicals or whatever else you were doing, buying the digitals, because in the long run, it seems like it's going to be cheaper for you, and it'll probably also give you a better experience. So those are my thoughts on the Kmanga app, and the fact that Viz literally just beat them so hard. Like Viz, like Kmanga shot themselves in the foot, dropped the gun. Viz picked up the gun, popped like 20 caps in them, made them a hole, buried them in the hole, put the soil back on, and then decided to go on their merry way, whistling away, right? Like, it is an insane situation, and it's really interesting, and it's honestly maybe one of the only things that have happened in the manga community in the last couple months that it's interesting beyond the usual licensing announcements. Because mostly the manga community just talks about, you know, the same 3 issues over and over again, and we just go at it ad nauseum. So adding this new interesting thing to talk about is pretty interesting, and I quite like it. Really, that's all I have to say. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this very interesting new development. And what do you guys think about the Kmanga app? What do you guys think about the new Viz app? Let me know down below. Let me know which ones you've gotten or your user experience. Mine was personally that I'm never going to touch the Kmanga app at all. First of all, the title's bad to begin with. Like that was just a bad name. And the user experience feels like it's going to be really shitty. So I'm going to stick with my 2 Viz apps, and I'm just going to keep buying the physical versions of the series that I want, because it doesn't seem like it's going to be good to read on that app. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below, and thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys later.